Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Southern Exposure. Today, guys, we're outside, and if you look around me, you'll see all this equipment. And you're going, well, John, what are you doing with all this equipment out? What are you fixing? Are you moving or something? Well, no, I'm not moving. Today, I want to talk to you guys about fueling up your equipment. And this is just some of the equipment that I have, and I'm sure as most of you homeowners have just about as many. Some of you have even more, including snowmobiles and tractors, and even your cars and trucks. So what I want to talk to you about today is how we're filling up these pieces of equipment and how much of a pain it is at times filling them up with the regular cans. Maybe if you have a regular gas can like this or something, trying to fill them up, you may be using a funnel in it and you just make a mess. Well, I found an easier way, and I'm going to explain it to you today, and hopefully this will make your life a little bit easier. So stand by, I'll be right back. Okay, so as most of you know that have any one of these types of equipment, fueling them up with these type gas cans can really be a pain. If you take a look at even some of the gas tanks, look how small they are. That's not very big at all. And then a lot of people will just say, well, I'll just put a funnel in it and use that. Now, they're bigger funnels than this. This is just a funnel I'm using as an example. But one of the problems is with this funnel is when you're filling it up, gas is going to splash out. I don't care how many times you do it, how good you are at pouring gas. Sooner or later, you're going to have a spill, and it's a mess. So, and plus with this, you can't see when the tank's going to be full. And like on most generators, you're not supposed to fill it all the way to the top. The same thing over here with the mower. Many of you have your own mowers at home, and although this one does have a larger hole, it would be the same thing if you put a funnel over it to keep from spilling. You're still going to spill it. And even lifting it up is the other problem. You know, gasoline weighs about 6 gallons, about 6 pounds a gallon, I'm sorry. So you get a 5 or 6 gallon can, and you're an older person or a person that's not as strong as they used to be, or even the ladies out there that aren't really that strong. You're trying to hold this thing up, you know, high off the ground and fuel up a mower that's 3.5 feet off the ground. Well, that's a problem, right? So even with a generator like this, now this one is much taller than the other one, but look how high this generator is. It's so much taller than the other one. It still has a small gas cap. And like most generators, for instance, you're not supposed to fill it all the way up to the brim. So if you have a funnel in it, it's going to be really hard to see how much fuel you're going to put in it, and you're going to wind up overflowing it, and it's going to make a big mess. So this is not good. There's got to be an easier way, right? Same thing with even your push mower. Look how small that hole is. That's a real small hole. Real easy to make a mistake, and I know everyone's done it, including myself. So what I'm going to show you guys today is a much easier way that I've found that'll save you a lot of trouble, is a little bit safer, and won't get gas all over your equipment. So let's check it out. Okay, guys, here it is right here. This is what I found to make my fueling up of my equipment a whole lot easier. This is a fuel transfer pump. This particular brand is made by TerraPump, and it is a rechargeable, adjustable fuel transfer pump. And adjustable meaning it can adjust out to as long as 20 inches if you have a taller gas can. Now this thing it's suitable for your gasoline, diesel, and even kerosene. It's could be used to fill up all the equipment that I mentioned earlier, as well as a few other things, like your car and your truck. So this is something I found on Amazon. It had a pretty decent price. I'm not going to say it was cheap by no means, but sometimes when you're buying stuff for your home, to make it easier to work at your home and to take care of your equipment and take care of yourself, sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money and make that investment. But I can assure you this is well worth it. This is the part number on it. Now, I've had this particular pump for about 6 months, and I've used it many times. And I'm not sponsored by this company whatsoever. This is one that I found that seems to be a pretty good pump. This is what it looks like. It's mainly composed of plastic. It does have a nice little nozzle on it, similar to the nozzle at a gas station, where you can control the flow at the nozzle. You can control it. The switch is on top, and at the bottom is where it goes, the intake for the fuel. And simply all you do is put this inside your gas can. You turn the switch on, and you go over to your whatever you're fueling up and fuel it up. So let's don't talk about it. Let's go out and do it. You ready? Okay, guys, here we go. We're outside. We're going to fuel up the equipment. I've got my gas can here. All I'm going to do is remove the cap off of it, lay that to the side, and we've got our pump here. This is the end that goes inside of the can. That's all it does. It just goes down in there and sits. That's it. It's nothing hard. You get your hose situated. Remove your fuel cap of what you're fueling up, and then turn your switch on. The switch is on the top. You'll hear it hum a little bit. And then very simply, you squeeze the nozzle. And out it comes. Now, if you notice, like I said, I can squeeze it just a little bit, or I can push it wide open to fuel up the equipment with. And the best part about this is, we're not spilling a drop. Not one drop. And there we go. Not a drop spilt. So, let's look over here at the generator. Here's that generator with that little bitty hole. Same thing. Place it inside. Give it a little squeeze. And there it goes. And now we're at the other generator, the big tall one. No gas cans to lift up. All you have to lift up is this. You set it in there, switch on. You control the flow. There's no funnels. You're watching the fuel go in. You're controlling it. It makes it easy as pie. So that's 3 pieces of equipment I fueled up, and I haven't spilled one drop of fuel. Now we'll go to the smallest one. Here's the smallest one right here. Remember the mower? With the little bitty hole, the smallest hole. And there it is. Fueling it up. Just like that. And there we go. It's full of fuel. And that's a done deal. We'll turn our switch off. Now there's one thing you need to do when you turn the switch off on your pump. So you're finished fueling up. You have the pump off. You turn the switch off. Okay. So you're going to squeeze the handle with the switch off, and you're going to slowly raise the hose up. Okay? You're going to raise the hose up back towards the pump. And nice and slow, and you're going to hold it for a minute. Now what this does, it allows all the fuel that was left in the fuel hose to drain back into your gas can. And you just take your time and remove it and pull it out. And you want to find a place somewhere to hang up your pump out of the way until till the gas evaporates out of it. You don't want to go put it right back in your shed or wherever. Just find you a nice safe place outside and just let it sit for a few minutes and let the gas fumes vent off of it, and then it'll be fine. And that's it. That's all it is to it. So you get a chance, check one of these out. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of trouble. And as you can see, we didn't spill any fuel today. We didn't have to use any funnels. We didn't have to hold up those big heavy gas cans and try to fill it up without spilling or anything like that. We just use this instead. This is a lot easier, especially with people that's having trouble picking stuff up. So give this a try, guys. It might save you a little heartache, and it could keep you from blowing yourself up. So I'm John, and this is Southern Exposure, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.